or a pan or something like that, something really stupid and minor. And it escalated to the point where she actually ended up stabbing him. She told me that story, I think, before I went live. But then I caught like the very end of it when I went live that day. And she asked me what I thought of the story, like what I thought happened, and like why did the woman snap and just stab her husband over an argument about pan. And I said, she's crazy. A big overreaction, I said. Wow, she's absolutely crazy. And my mum said, no, actually, what happened was, over the years and years and years, built up, pent up anger, resentment, and energy over the fact that the husband had been abusing her, verbally abusing her, criticizing her, and many, many, many arguments, occurred to the point where she couldn't take it anymore. And I'm assuming it was the man who started arguing, the husband who started arguing with the wife about the pan, like the minor thing. And she just couldn't take it anymore because he kept arguing with her over really stupid things. So, she snapped and stabbed him because he was the one who kept like having a go at her and giving her a hard time over small, stupid, very insignificant things. Like it was probably everything she was doing, everything, like every little thing that she did wrong. And he would criticize her and, give her aggravation. Maybe he was like, I don't know, like caused her immense stress like my mum does me. Because I told you she always had the ability to kind of push my buttons to the point where I would snap and I would start shouting and screaming as if I was crazy. But I'm not naturally like that. I would not naturally shout and scream and get frustrated like that unless my mum intricately pushes my buttons and says things in a particular way that causes me to, I don't know, it just really drives me up the wall and it makes me feel either bad, guilty, or like I would try and defend myself and say, well, I didn't do that and you're accusing me of this thing I didn't do, but she wouldn't believe me, and so on and so forth. Do you think she was trying to hint to you by telling you the story? Yeah, see, this is what I was trying to say on the live stream last night. So she said that, and by the time I actually went live, she'd finished telling me the story. She probably told the end of it by the time I was going live. So when it went live, you probably would have heard the end of her saying that stuff and maybe asking her what I thought about it. And then she corrected me, and after I said she's crazy, and she went, she's not crazy. She's had her buttons pushed and pushed and pushed for years and years and years. The husband has abused her, nagged her, given her grief over minor things and every little thing, anything and everything, so on and so forth. So you probably heard that bit at the very end, okay? And then, of course, so I thought nothing of it. I just thought, okay, she's just innocently telling me this story. She's, it's like, as a matter of fact, I, heard this story today, and I want to know what you think of it. And, it's like, general, like, discussion starter. But then she started going on about how that's what I do to her, that I push her buttons and drive her up the wall every time she asks me to do something and I don't do it. Basically, if I don't obey every whim and command and everything she wants me to do, if I don't do everything she wants me to do, she's going to eventually snap like the wife did. So she's basically implying that I'm abusive to her and that I deliberately disobey her and I deliberately ignore what she tells me, or I deliberately, don't do as she says, to push her buttons and to abuse her. And she said if I carry on like this, eventually she's going to snap. And, basically she could end up stabbing me to death or seriously critically injuring me. So yes, Sean, I do. I think that was a warning, or